Good morning. Good morning. I look short. Good morning, everyone. Let me make sure everything is on here. 2 seconds. Yep. Okay. All right. Good morning. It is 11:20 currently in the wide world of the horror fiends. Welcome back to another morning live stream, guys. This one's not as early as the other one. This one's not as early, but nonetheless, it's still in the AM, so it's still a morning live stream. Reason this one's later is we're playing with a little bit of the time for these, because obviously this is only the second one. But more so, at 12 p.m. today, we are officially dropping the merch for the channel, the Fiend Fiction Collection, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Obviously, today is the day it dropped, so I'm going to talk about it. Come on. This is the first time we're ever doing anything like this on the channel. I've said this probably in a few videos now and live streams. Wanted to do something different with the channel than just putting out the updates for HHN. I wanted to really show the love we have for the event and for horror as in general, because we started the channel talking about horror. It started as a podcast and then became this, obviously, the videos. We started talking about horror, and then we get into the Horror Night stuff last year, and then we met so many awesome people in this community, creators, just fans of the event, and people that support us directly. And so I wanted to put something out that I was proud of, that that I wanted everyone to be able to enjoy. Now, I know it's merch. If you don't have the money or don't want to buy the merch, that is completely okay. I'm going to first off say that. I'm going to be talking about the merch a lot today. But if you don't buy it, that's completely fine. You support the channel just enough by watching the videos or attending the streams. That is completely okay. But this is the first ever attempt at doing this, so I hope everything runs smoothly today. We're going through Fourth Wall. From what I've researched when I was leading up to creating this collection, is that Fourth Wall was amazing for creators. So I'm hoping everything runs well. Everything goes well. But I did get some merch for the collection just to double check it before I actually went with a date of when I was putting this live. And the merch is actually good quality. If you do buy a lot of merch from creators, from YouTubers, from wherever, it's printed on Comfort Colors t-shirts. And from what I've heard, those are really good. So I do have one t-shirt from the collection in person for you guys to see. This is let me back up here. This is the Fiends in the Fog shirt. If you don't know where the Fiends in the Fog came from, that was the Spotify playlist we made last year for HHN to get everyone hyped for it. So this is the shirt. It's me and Amber in Salem on the front with an arch. I won't say what arch behind us, with this Horror Fiend exclusive Fiend Fiction Collection logo. Obviously, this does not look like our normal Horror Fiends logo, and that's because with the Fiend Fiction Collection, I love, and I've said this before, I love the art style of like horror visual novels, horror comic books. So all the designs for this merch are in that style. And so I try to play on the word fan fiction, just with Fiend Fiction. So that's why that's called that. And then on the back of this shirt, you're going to have a giant THF. THF is going to be on all of the shirts. They're going to be in different styles. Like, for example, this one isn't our classic logo style, like the logo for the channel. And THF obviously just means the Horror Fiends. It isn't THE, isn't the. But yeah, so that's going to be dropping at 12 p.m. today, and that's why I kind of put this stream later in the day. But how is everyone doing today? How's everyone doing? It's early. Feel free to talk in the chat. If you've never been in a stream before, I talk to chat. Amber is not here with me today, but I will talk to the chat. As you can tell, I'm not drinking a coffee today. I'm drinking a soda. But we'll be talking about HHN, not just the merch. But we will be seeing the merch live at noon. Drop live, I mean. So HHN, though. Let me talk about HHN real quick. So it is currently April 13th, and I've already booked the resort for HHN this year. Opening weekend, that is. And I made this little video when I did it on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that is down in the description. If you want to follow, don't feel obligated. But I made this little video on my story at midnight that night when I booked this resort. And I was like, man, it is never too early to plan for HHN. Because, I mean, especially, I don't know about you guys, but me and Amber were constantly thinking about HHN, constantly talking about HHN, even when it's December, when it's January, when it's way out from the event. We're like, okay, so this year, this is what we're doing. We're doing unmasking. We're doing this. What could be coming? Oh, this would be amazing if it came to the event. We're always talking about this stuff. So I just want to reiterate, it is never too early to plan your trip for HHN. It never is. I mean, it's April and I already booked my resort, right? So if you want to buy your tickets now, buy your express passes, your unmasking the horror tours, whatever it might be, you can do that. The tickets are available for you. Don't feel weird that's like, oh, it's not Halloween yet. I know it's a lot of people's mindset sometimes. It's, oh, it's not Halloween yet. Who cares? Yeah, obviously if you're getting Frequent Fear, you're gonna have to wait on that. But yeah, so I am having to wait on Frequent Fear because I get Frequent Fear, and I'm not anticipating the prices of what Frequent Fear might be this year. Because man, that's gonna be tough. Good morning, oh man, I always mispronounce your name. Good morning, Adelidia. Good morning. Hex HHN says, I hear ya. I booked opening weekend the day of the date announcement. Yeah. I mean, it's never too early. If that's what you want to do, do it. That's how I see things. So one thing I did want to talk about today was, obviously, we know the announcement came. We have our own opinions on the start dates. We have our own opinions on the unmasking start dates. And we have our own deciphering of this static video. So obviously last stream we did talk about this because it was just a couple days ago we did that morning stream. But some of you guys weren't here. So I'm going to talk about it briefly again. So August 11th is when Unmasking the Horror Tour starts. Obviously August 30th is when the event starts, right? So that's a little odd. I want to see what you guys think about that because I feel like if you do the unmasking way before the event starts, that kind of spoils your houses, because obviously the unmasking is a lights on tour inside of the houses. Now I don't know exactly how they're going to be doing it, if they're going to let them take pictures or whatever it might be inside of this tour before the event, but I'm going to have a hard time staying away from seeing these pictures because I don't want my immersion to like get messed up, right? Because I want to go right into opening night on August 30th, first time experiencing these houses that are coming to the event, these scare zones, and if these houses, their lights on pictures are already posted around, that's going to ruin the immersion for a lot of people because not a lot of people are going to be able to stay away from that, right? So I'm hoping if they are doing this, there's got to be some kind of like, not exactly like an NDA, but like something to where you can't show it. Right? That's how I feel about it. Me personally, I wouldn't want to do an unmasking tour before the event. Because I want to go through the event with the lights off, how it was meant to be seen first, and then go to unmasking to see the little details in the houses that I missed on my run through. Plus, I'm just a nerd about the set design. So I would love to see that. But yeah. But what do you guys think about this? Lydia says you said it right. Okay, this is every stream that you're in, I'm going to ask you how to say the name. And if we do end up running into each other ever at HHN, I will ask how to say your name again, just so you're aware. I'm waiting for Rush of Fear tickets myself, as it's basically my son/summer holiday for the year. It's a great deal when I'll be there for almost 2 weeks in September. That is amazing. And yes, I'm waiting as well. Excuse me. Too early to be drinking soda, but I did it. Good morning, says Jessica. Good morning, Jessica. How are you doing today? Kyle, hey, that's my name. Kyle says, how soon would you expect the next spec map? Whew, that's a great question. How about we refer to research instead of guessing? Where did I put my phone? I'm gonna look comparatively to last year, from Horror Night Nightmares when they put the second one out. Because honestly, I feel like it won't be super long from now, but I don't know for sure. So let me just double check when they put out. This is gonna take me a minute probably. I didn't think about that. But okay. Me personally, I think it could be May. Just depending, because we got to think about how everything's probably going to be earlier this year compared to how it would normally be, because for example, like the event is starting way earlier. I say way earlier, but it's like a week earlier usually. It's starting in an earlier month. I'll say that. So we have to expect like announcements and like certain things like Frequent Fear, and then obviously the spec maps from Horror Night Nightmares to come out earlier than they did previously, like the last couple years. I'm not sure when the last spec map, the second spec map of last year came out. I think I covered that on the channel. I don't know, honestly. Did I? Let me check, because I feel like I did. Because I was on the ball with covering these last year. But I started the HHN spec a little late last year because it was obviously I started the channel, or started putting videos on the channel in March of last year. So yeah, let me check real quick. I'm gonna say probably like June though. That's my analysis, or not June, May. That's my analysis, just based off of maybe that. Okay. I think this is spec map version 2, maybe not. Yeah, May 2nd. May 2nd, I think it was spec map version 2 last year. So May. I'm going to assume May. Doing fantastic. How are you? I am doing amazing. It's a great day. We're dropping the merch today, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I'm very excited. Obviously, we're in the middle of announcement season, so I'm waiting for another announcement. That's why there's been really no videos besides these streams, because I have nothing to cover as far as HHN. I don't have any rumors that have come to me or anything like that. I'm sure we're running to each other, lol. Also not happy with unmasking starting so early. It doesn't make any sense. I agree. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what they're doing. It kind of reminds me of their whole Taste of Terror thing they did last year with the food that I didn't go to because I didn't want to ruin my immersion on the food. I know that's weird to say because it's just food, but I love food. I love eating food. It's like my second personality. So yeah. I think they're going to bring Jack back. And I love your horror stuff in the back. Thank you. Yeah, this whole entire studio, everything around me is all horror stuff. Obviously, we have the main Horror Night stuff in the back. That way it's here. You can see on the video. But for example, right here... Yeah, I'm pointing correct. Right here, as you can see, there's a ghost face mask over there. There's also a shelf up there, but these pictures on the wall are from the recent convention I went to, which was Spookala in Tampa, and these frames are all autographs from the Scream cast. Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Melissa Barrera, Mikey Madison, and David Arquette, all over there. And then, obviously, right next to me, which you can't see, is a giant 7-foot-tall ghost face. But not just Scream stuff. Obviously, I have, for example, like a Lisa Frankenstein poster over here, and Friday the 13th in front of me, and then I have a whole coffin shelf back here with a million Funko Pops, Michael Myers knife, a bunch of masks. Yeah, I'm obsessed with horror. When I grew up as a kid, instead of watching like Blue's Clues or SpongeBob, which I did watch SpongeBob, but like SpongeBob on repeat, I watched horror movies. I went to my local, it was a Family Video, which was my movie rental store. I didn't have a Blockbuster in my area where I grew up. And so I went to Family Video, and I was always going to the horror section when I was a kid. And I remember strictly there was like a little silhouette of Freddy Krueger on this little like placard that would kind of show you the horror section. And I remember that so vividly when I was a kid doing that. Also, when I was a baby, I watched, I don't know if you guys have seen it, Underworld, which is about like the demon stuff. And I, one of my first words as a baby was in one of the movies, a character gets its face ripped off, right? And one of my words when I was a baby was face off. So that kind of set the stage that I was going to be obsessed with horror. Anyway, now that I'm done with my autobiography, you think Jack's going to be back? I would love for Jack to be back. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on Jack, but Jack is my favorite icon, man, of HHN. Now, it's possible it could be too early for him to come back. And we did talk about this in the last morning live stream. It could be too early for him to be back because strictly, I mean, it's usually an anniversary that he'll come back. And next anniversary is going to be in 2026, so that'd be 35. My girlfriend and I are waiting for the frequent fear passes to be announced. She'll be getting one for the first time this year. That's amazing. Well, I'm glad that she's going to be able to experience going to the event that much. I was thinking the same thing. The video gave me the Jack promos for HHN 30. I agree. That is one thing with this... what was I saying? Oh, this promo or static video, which, again, HHN is giving us static videos to the code, again. But it was giving me vibes of Trapped, which was the HHN 30 promo with Jack underneath Universal. Which, honestly, that is my... Yeah, I will say, that is my favorite Halloween Horror Nights commercial in existence. It was 25 back in the day, where they had the two guests on the, like a wheel in the middle of a room, and they would turn it, and it would show like everything in cages of what's coming to the event. And it was Jack there and Chance. That used to be my favorite HHN promo of all time. It was amazing. But when 30 came out, man, I was the deepest into speculation season that I ever was at that point. Because I was just an avid goer of HHN for 10 years now, or almost 10 years, Jesus. But I was just an avid goer. I would go like one weekend or one day sometimes. But then I would just go one day, yeah. And then 30 came. In 30, it was the first year after me and Amber went for the first time. Because me and Amber's first year was HHN 29. And she really loved HHN. She got obsessed with HHN. And 30 is when I really dove deep into speculation season. It was my first time doing speculation season or engaging in it. And so I was so into it. I was watching that 12-hour live stream of like that static live stream that happened during speculation season of 2021. Actually, it was 2 years. I forgot about the pandemic where it completely... Man, that was a sad year. So it was, 2 years after Amber's first year. But yeah, and so when that promo of everything for the event, Jack underneath Universal, I was obsessed with it, man. No joke. I was obsessed with it, and I still am. So, where was I? I lost my part. Okay. I think Jack is behind that door. Possibly. It could happen. I would love for Jack to be behind that door. But the other rumor is... Well, there's two rumors. Is Fear could be behind that door? Or three rumors, actually. So, it's Fear could be behind that door. It's Eddie, Jack's brother, could be behind that door. Or it's it's a completely new icon that we don't know is behind that door. Which is very possible because the past few years, or couple years, there's been new icons. Dr. Oddfellow, Pumpkin Lord, new icons. Obviously, Dr. Oddfellow was previously at the event, but never as an icon. Let's see. So they could be doing that with like Eddie or something this year. Or they could bring back Fear or Jack. I think that's very possible. Or I'm completely wrong. Just wife. Oh, hey, Amber. Amber's in the chat, guys. Say hello. But just wifey popping in to say hi and have a good stream. Sad I can't be there, but work calls. Have fun, y'all. Yes, let's all think about Amber while she is working her life away at work. Or what about the FNAF security cameras room? That is possible. I know FNAF is teetering on the edge of what it could be. Like if it could be there or not. Rumors I'm hearing is not, and then I'm hearing there is going to be FNAF, or there's FNAF in Vegas is something that's going to happen. I'm not sure. But could be. I mean, it does have a similar layout. I'm not the biggest FNAF person. I wasn't really into FNAF growing up. Obviously, I played the game back in like 2014. The first one. And then I've been an avid watcher of Markiplier, so I have seen the FNAF stuff. So I know the lore mostly, but I don't know everything. So if I ever say anything wrong about FNAF, if it does come to the event, I apologize. But from what I have seen, yeah, it does look very similar. That was my first year too, 2019, the year I fell in love with HHN. Yes. My first year was 25, so 2015. So we're almost 10 years there, which makes me feel old. But yeah, my first year was Jack's coming back year, 25, which, man, that is still my favorite year of HHN. Like, I still love obviously the Trapped promo for 30, but HHN 25, the houses in that year, man, those were amazing. But yeah, that's what made me fall in love with HHN. Because my first exposure to HHN, because I didn't always live in Florida my whole life. I moved here like maybe 13 years ago. So my first exposure to it was 2015. I was inside of a Publix, and I seen this huge giant standee, which I wish I owned it. I gotta find that one day and put that in the background of the videos. But there was this big standee in Publix of Jack. It was like Jack holding these tickets. When we had the physical tickets at Publix, Jack was holding them. And I was like, what is this? Because I loved horror already. So I was like, what is this? And then we ended up going that year, and I saw obviously the trailers on TV. Not trailers, commercials, like the one I was talking about where they're pushing him around and seeing the cages. I seen those, and man, I was obsessed with HHN after that. But I didn't really dive into speculation until 30. Mine too, my first year was 2019. I see a lot of people's first year was 2019. And 2019, man, that was a fantastic year as well. The whole 80s theme, I mean, literally, this right here is from the parks from 2019. This was one of the banners they had up inside of Universal, and is now in my possession, and I'm very proud of that. But yeah, so 2019 was an amazing year. The 80s, then I believe it was Stranger Things was that year. We had Vanity Ball there, and Arcade. Oh, some amazing stuff there. So you guys never saw Bill and Ted? That's crazy. I always talk to Amber about that because she never saw Bill and Ted. Man, that was a fantastic show too. Miss Bill and Ted for sure. Do you think that potentially some captured icons can make a return with Fear itself? I think that would be epic. Maybe we'll be several icons. I will say this. I would love that. But I don't know if that would happen. But if they treat it like 20, right? If they treat it like 20 and give Fear the control of the park and then have the icons in their individual scare zones, dude, I would be over the moon because I am such a Icons fanboy. Oh, I love the Icons so much. I don't know, something about the Icons of HHN makes me so giddy. So I would love that. I would love if that were to happen. But we will see. So then we got... If FNAF doesn't make it to a house, I'd love if they had the setup in Cabana Bay. Okay, so that is my mindset on it. I feel like if FNAF comes to the event, right? It would come in the capacity that it kind of did in Hollywood last year, where we had these like props, like the animatronics standing around. Now it could be a more immersive experience at Cabana Bay, and I would for sure love that. The only thing I have about the house is just the scare actors in general are gonna have a hard time if you're putting them in those giant suits. Doesn't mean I don't want FNAF to come to the event, but I want it to be done correct to where the scare actors aren't obviously hurting themselves in these suits. The Ghostbusters in 2019 was good. Yes, and there might be Ghostbusters again this year, so we'll see if it lives up. No, Ghostbusters in 2019 was great. I love that house. Which movie has you the most hyped? Abigail, Beetlejuice, or New Nosferatu? HHN 30 was my first year and second last year. RIP is the way to go. I would love to try RIP one day. Just the money. And I already buy Frequent Fear. Plus, RIP, I want... When I do HHN, I love to do it at my own pace, and I love to do it, obviously, as a creator for the event. I want to be able to, you know, film what I want to film, right? And I have to follow a tour with RP, which nothing gets RP. RP is great. I know an RP tour guide. I've known a couple of RP tour guides at this point. Good people. Shout out Red. But yeah, no. I would love to try RP one time just to have the experience. But what the movie that has me most hyped out of those three, Abigail, Beetlejuice, and New Nosferatu, is Abigail. And that is because I am biased a little bit with that because I love Melissa Barrera, because of Scream, because I love Scream, and then Radio Silence as well, who created Scream 5 and 6, are the forefront of directing this. And then obviously we have Catherine Newton, Freaky, Lisa Frankenstein. Come on, do I need to say more? So her being there inside of this movie, yeah, Abigail for sure. Which that comes out next week. Ooh, I gotta buy my tickets for that. Nightingales, God, I missed that house. Nightingales, yes. I cannot express enough. Nightingales, wasn't Graveyard Games that year as well? Man, or was that 2018? I don't know. Either way, Nightingales, amazing. I'm hoping if we get this Greek speculated house coming to the event this year, I'm hoping it's a little like that. But I don't know. Oh, Catherine Newton is there. Ooh. I'll get to your chat. My first year was 2007. So you were the year of... What was 2007? 17. What was 17? Sweet 16. 17. 18 was Bloody Mary. What was... Oh, no? Ooh, I'm blanking. What was 17? What was 2007? What icon was that? I did a whole deep dive on this. I don't remember. We'll get to it. HHN needs to capitalize on introducing horror movies that are recent to coming to film. Missed a huge opportunity of FNAF. Agreed. I agree. I would love to see, you know, for example, what's a newer horror film? I'm blanking on all the new horror movies because it's mainly Blumhouse, and so we do get that. I don't know. Maybe, what's a new one that I've really liked? No, they did that too. I was going to say Evil Dead Rise, but Hollywood did that. I don't know. But I agree with you. Jack's Return. That's what that was. Okay. Anyway, it has so much potential. I'll hopefully be meeting Catherine Newton at Spooky Empire next month. I completely forgot Catherine Newton's going to be there. And I was not planning on going to Spooky Empire. But, oh man, do I need to go? I can't. I already did a con this month. My wallet will cry if I go to another one. 2019 was Graveyard. Okay. Yeah. Graveyard Games, dude. Graveyard Games. Jack, Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface. Thank you so much. So 2007 was the first introduction of Chance via the Carnival Carnage. How did I forget about the Carnival Carnage? Jesus. And I love Jack. Oh, that promo is good too. If you guys haven't seen those promos. Fantastic promos. Depths of Fear in 2019 was the scariest. I did not like how those creatures looked inside the house. They smelled horrible. I did not like the smell at all. I didn't hate Depths of Fear. It was alright. I won't say it was on the level of like the other houses at that in that year, but I didn't hate it. I do remember going through it with Amber, and like one of the scares was really good. I like the scare where he came out of this like porthole and like reached, but yeah, it was alright, I guess. But yeah. Ooh, it's 11:50. Okay, the merch is gonna drop in 10 minutes. So give me just a second to make sure all that looks fine. So with the merch, I'm gonna talk about the merch for a sec. And then we'll get back to HHN. There is a lot of products. I kind of went overboard with it. So there is 40 some products for the merch. 46 products, and that includes like hoodie variations of certain designs and things like that. So I kind of went overkill a little bit, but it's okay. It gives you guys plenty to look at. You don't have to buy it, obviously, but yeah, and yeah, whatever. Anyways, back to, I'm just making sure everything's running smoothly there. Okay. What were they supposed to be? A fish? I think they were like, I think the whole premise of it was like a contamination in the ocean, or actually, let me look. I'm curious now. What was that? Give me a sec. I think it was like a contamination where they became fish or fish monsters or something along those lines. Something depths of fear. Uh, let's see. Okay, let's see. On May 21st, 2019, Universal announced that a haunted house, blah, 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 based in a underwater mining facility that get attacked by sea creatures. Okay, so I was completely wrong. Wow, okay. Apparently that I thought it was like a contamination, but not. In 2019, I got a really cool promo art piece of Graveyard Games from one of the merch stores. It's still on my wall. I'm jealous. You know what I would love to get my hands on one day? Honestly, there's plenty for HHN that I want to have in my collection. Um, Another lightsaber for my collection. Sorry. It was a Star Wars joke. I'm sorry I brought Disney into this. Um, I would love to have like the media gifts they used to give out. Like for example, the lock of Jack's hair that he gave. I don't remember what was that 25. I don't know. But that I would love to have. But just like actual like promo art, yeah, like you have, or like for example something that was in the parks like this. Would love to have more like that. And honestly, the Lakeland Antique Mall in Lakeland, Florida is like the place to get a lot of that stuff. Not the media stuff, but like stuff that was used in the parks for HHN. Because that's where I just got that. I got that like when I went to Spookala and I stopped by the Antique Mall. Because that was my first time ever going in there. I've always seen video. Excuse me. Too early. My voice isn't ready. But yeah, I've seen videos, a million videos on Lakeland Antique because it has the Disney merch, it has just Universal stuff, and then obviously the HHN stuff. I've always wanted to go, so I was like, I'm finally gonna go now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet. And there's an arcade machine, since we're talking about 2019, from the An Arcade Scare Zone. I want that so bad. It is a pretty penny for it, but to have something that was sitting in the Scare Zone for that long, the bunch of thousands of people that have walked by it, the front of the park, oh, I want it so bad. And it's been sitting there for years, and I want it. So I will get it if no one takes it before me. I don't have any room in here. I'm going to move everything around if I ever got that, because it would go definitely right there. But yeah. But what are you guys hoping for this year at HHN? We're talking about past years. Obviously, we've all experienced HHN in the past, whether it's 2019, 2007, 2015, whatever it might be. What are we wanting for this year? Like, not even just houses. Like, what are we wanting as far as, like, vibes of the year or theme of the year? Do we want another 80s year? Do we want 90s? Whatever it might be. What are we wanting? Obviously, what we want probably isn't coming, but what would we love to see? And what you guys are thinking about that? Kyle says, Las Vegas Horror Unleashed thoughts. I love the idea. The only thing is, it's not near Florida locals that go to HHN all the time. Doesn't mean I'm not going to go, because I've already planned. If it's on track to open when we think it will, I want to rope drop it. Opening day, I want to go fly to Vegas because there's already a few things I want to do in Vegas, like the Saw escape room and things like that. Um, so just fly to Vegas and go and make content. I think it's great. Obviously, it seems like Jack's going to be there, and maybe we'll get some icons there. Year-round Halloween Horror Nights. I can't ask for more. So the only thing with it is it isn't near, so I can't go as much as I would love to go, because I would be there like all the time if I was like living in Vegas. But I ain't leaving my Orlando HHN because I love that too much. But I will have to fly. That will have to happen if it opens when I think it's gonna open, because then I have enough time to plan out a flight, hotel, ticket to actually get there, rope drop it. So the rumor is I think fall of next year or summer. I don't know. It's a rumor, so obviously we don't know. I don't know if it's actually been confirmed yet when it's opening. But yeah, no, I'm all for that. I haven't heard anyone say anything negative against it that they aren't. But if you have heard that, I'm curious to see why people wouldn't want it. Us locals really lost. Yeah, we did. You're wanting Terrifier. I do too. I love the Terrifier movies. The whole consensus with Terrifier with HHN is everyone has said that it's too gory for HHN, which, sure, I guess. But then again, we get, like, pretty intense houses sometimes. Plus, there's many scenes you could put in there to make it less gory if that's what you want to do. But I know, I think Damien Leone, I'm not sure how you say his name, but the director and creator of Terrifier has said that there has been talks about it. I don't know if that's true. I've just seen it in like a little article of an interview he had or something like that. So maybe we'll get it, maybe not. I don't know. But I would like to see it, see art in a house. I feel like Terrifier is the perfect haunted house movie. Like it's made to go into a haunted house. I just don't know if Horror Nights will end up picking it up. 90s is what you want the year to be. Okay. I mean, it seems like that could happen. I don't know what the theme for this year could be. Question is Terrifier 3 out yet? No, Terrifier 3 comes out in October. October is when Terrifier 3 comes out. And it's like a Christmas theme of Terrifier. HHN needs more gore. They definitely watered it down over the years. Yeah. And I think it's because it's becoming more... Which is always a popular event. Obviously, it's a theme park. Halloween event. It's going to be popular. I feel like it's gained more traction since they picked up properties like Stranger Things and teamed up with Netflix and things like that. In The Weeknd. I feel like it's gotten way more popular now, so that it's becoming a little more mainstream, if that's the right word. So yeah, they're kind of toning it, I feel, a little bit down because we're getting more teenagers there and stuff like that. So they're probably wanting to make it a little less, but I don't know. I would love to see Scream come to the parks and Universal Monsters take over the event. The monster mazes just hit different, especially with music from Slash. Horror Unleashed opening 2025. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I've always wanted Scream to come to the event, and I know it was going to come in 25, but the licensing got lost. The thing with Scream, when you get the licensing to Scream, you got to get the licensing between Fun World and, I guess it's Paramount now. So Fun World and Paramount. And I feel like that's hard to maintain. But I would love to see Scream come to the event. And Universal Monsters, yes. Universal Monsters are always like my favorite houses. They really are. Last year, Unmasked, favorite house. Dueling Dragons was up there with it, but Unmasked was just a fantastic house. I love Legends Collide. I loved Bride of Frankenstein. Like, those are peak HHN houses to me. Maybe because I just love the Universal Monsters so much. But as you can tell, I'm wearing a Frankenstein button up today. But I just love the Universal Monsters so much, and I love when they utilize them. Rest in peace, Monsters Cafe. But when they utilize them inside of HHN or in the parks in general, it makes me so happy. Like Dead Coconut Club when Drac and Bride and Frank and stuff are walking around. Love it. Love it so much. Yes, I heard The Weeknd is supposed to be back as a zone. Yeah, I heard that as well. From what I've heard is, I don't know if it's confirmed at all. I'm not going to say it's confirmed until Universal obviously announces it or we get something official about it. Or The Weeknd leaks it like he did before. Yeah, The Weeknd is supposedly supposed to be back as a scare zone. I don't know the extent of it. Like, I know they're supposed to be, quote unquote, maybe, if this is true, remixing Dawn FM for the event for Scare Zone. I don't know if it's like a Scare Zone based off of The Weeknd or it's like a Scare Zone that just contains The Weeknd's music. That I'm not too sure of. But honestly, we're not sure of anything because it hasn't been confirmed. But I'm not against The Weeknd coming back. Honestly, I'm for The Weeknd coming back. I'll say that because I love The Weeknd. I love his music. I don't really know too much about the guy. But I got into his music because of 31. And because I wanted to do my research to understand what I'm walking into when I went to After Hours Nightmare. So I did listen to his music and watch his music videos. And then obviously his music was playing all over the park in 31. So it really got me in the mood for HHN. And now I listen to it all the time for HHN. And it makes me think about HHN. There's a few songs that always make me think about HHN. And Weeknd's some of that. Ooh, I think it might be time for the merch to drop. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me make sure everything's going smoothly. Hold on. 2 seconds here. Let me double check everything's going good. Site is live. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm gonna segue for a second because the merch just dropped. And I want to talk about it real quick. So 46 products. The Fiend Fiction Collection. And I will drop the website link real quick in the chat. So you guys can check out for yourselves too whenever you get the time. Again, you do not have to buy any of this. That is completely fine. So give me 2 seconds here. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta make sure I got the right link here. Oh, I did that backwards. Whoopsies. I think it's 2 seconds, guys. Sorry. I want to make sure I'm giving you the right link here. Yeah, okay. So this here. Oops. Don't know how to work my computer, apparently. Oh, I'm really close to the camera. I apologize for that. Okay. And... boop. Okay. Hopefully that is the right link. Let me click it. Yeah, okay. So the site is live now. 46 products. Let me see if I can get you guys to see it real quick, actually. Yep, okay, cool. 46 products for the site. This is what the site's going to look like. Just the horrorfiendshop.fourthwall.com. If you want to buy the merch, feel free. If not, that is completely okay. You guys do not have to at all. So there's a lot, and I will show you because I've added new products like every day. So first things first, I want to look at the most recent product I dropped, which was actually this morning, because I had this idea and I was like, let me drop it. I was going to save it for another collection, but I was like, you know what, just drop it with the merch drop and we'll be good. So this is if you've ever waited in line for HHN, I wanted to make a tea about it. And this is called the Concrete Jungle Tea. And so this is specifically when you're waiting for those soundstage houses and you're in between all that blank space between the sound stages, the concrete soundstage. So this is the concrete jungle tee. It's got concrete jungle on the front with the Horror Fiends exclusive comic book logo, and then it's me and Amber on the back, just standing in line, hating our lives. Um, and obviously we have, for example, we were just talking about this promo. So this is the Trapped tee with a little popcorn bucket and like a shipping crate on the front, and then me, Amber, Salem, and a clown, a clown in a sewer grate with popcorn falling. I'm just trying to go through this real quick. Under the big top is my homage to the icon of HHN last year. So we have this green Horror Fiends logo with a symbol behind it, and then we are being attacked by Zodiac in a circus setting, which is fantastic. We're going to keep going here. This is the one I just showed you guys in person, the Fiends and Fog tee, which this is our starting soon screen on our Sunday night streams. So Horror Fiends logo behind us, and then obviously the THF here. The deep dive, if you guys have been around the channel long enough, you know what really introduced you guys to the Horror Fiends was the deep dive tee. Or not the deep dive tee, the deep dive video of HHN. And so I wanted to make a literal sense of that with a killer and a victim inside of a deep water. The deep dive with a little wave with blood in it. Which there's hoodie variations of these as well. I won't go into all of that. But then we have the iconic Salem tee. If you guys don't know who Salem is, that is my cat. And I wanted to introduce him on some merch. You guys have seen him before if you've been around the channel long enough. His name is Salem, just like the Sabrina teenage witch. So then you have his paw with all these runes on him on the front. And then it spells icons with a flaming lantern and him sitting on a throne. Which is my saying without saying icons captured shirt. Then we got a no chance tee, which is my saying without saying chance tee. With Salem on it as well, with this little like blue and red paw. And then we have this like him him on this it's like a knife throwing wheel. I don't know which bullseye. And these knives are being thrown at him. He's like, "Oh, brother." Then we have a prank call tee, which is my homage to Scream, because I love Scream so much. Just a classic, or not classic, but the comic book Horror Fiends logo on the front. And then a killer outside with a phone call and the little girl scared. Then we have, let me go down here so you guys can actually see it. Speculation Salem. So this is my homage to Speculation Season, with all these swirls on the paw. And then we have Salem watching a static live stream. And then Slasher Summer. So this could be a good summer tee for you guys if you're going to be celebrating Slasher Summer. So Slasher Summer, you're going to have the pumpkin popsicle melting on the front. And then we have a jack-o'-lantern watermelon with a woman sipping her little cocktail on the beach and a killer in the back. So that's that. That's my homage to Slasher Season. So like Friday the 13th, Fear Street, things like that. Fire Twirler is my homage to Nightmare Fuel, with a flaming paw on the front. And then Salem letting the chaos reign, performing Nightmare Fuel on the back. Then we got the Neon Nightmare, which is just like my homage to like 80s horror, with like all the neon lights and stuff like that. So if you're a fan of like HHN 2019 and how that looked, that's what this kind of is. So we have like this neon knife on the front, and then we have an alleyway with this killer in the back, and a woman scared in her car with all these neon lighting and blue lighting. And then we have the destination tee. So if you watch the videos, you know I always say this is your number one destination for horror. So I made a t-shirt about it. So it's very simple. Comic book logo on the front. And then we have a Grim Reaper with a camera saying it's the number one destination for horror. Very simple, but I definitely wanted to make that tagline into something. So let me scroll up here. Okay, then we got kind of like our monsters collection, our Monster Mash section of the collection, I guess. So we have the Creature Coaster Tee. So it is a Gill Man hand on the front, and the Gill Man is riding a roller coaster. So that is happening on the back. And then we get into the Mum in a Box Tee, where we have a mummy hand on the front, and then we have the clowns. He's scared of clowns on the back, with homage to a J with an exclamation point. That's Jack. Without saying it's Jack. But yeah. Then we get into the Vamp Taker Tee, which has a vampire hand on the front. And then on the back, the vampire is being attacked by a very familiar looking caretaker man that says, "Your time has come." And then with his little like scissor hands. Then we got the Fog Sniffer Tee, which you go to HHN and you don't sniff the fog. What are you doing, right? What are you doing? So this is my homage to that. So it's just a simple Horror Fiends on the front, and on the back we have the two monsters. Sniff, sniff. You know that stuff will kill you. It's a smoking joke. So going past that, we're going to go into the classic Horror Fiends tee, which honestly, this is one of my favorite designs, just because it's me and Amber. Honestly, the designs of me and Amber I'm really proud of, because they look amazing, and anything I can put with me and Amber on the front, or on the back, wherever it might be, I just love. So then we have the classic Horror Fiends logo, the one you see on the channel all the time. And then me and Amber and Salem on the back being attacked by demons, which I just love that. Then we get into the Blink Blink Tee, which is the homage to the Blinky Cup. The HHN Blinky Cup. So we have some eyeballs and some ice, and the cup going blink blink. And then we're going into the Fiend Wolf Tee, where it's just the Wolfman completely complaining about us because we're annoying. And he's saying, "Not the Horror Fiends again." So that's what that one is. Then going into the next one, we're going into my homage to pizza fries. And so that is the Pizza Eyes Tee. Classic logo, comic book logo on the front. And then we have a werewolf eating some pizza eyes on the back in a theme park. Then we get into the Legendary Trout Tee. So this is my homage to Boris Schuster and the Legendary Truth. So just the classic logo on the front, and then we have a design of Barracuda Fisher, not Boris Schuster, Barracuda Fisher, investigating. Like, for example, it says on there, back design of Barracuda Fisher doing his mysterious private investigator work. So that is that one. Okay, then we're going to go into more of the smaller stuff, or like the outerwear. So I made this here, like a raincoat or a windbreaker, because it always rains at HHN at some point. Us specifically, it usually rains opening night, right? So I made a Horror Fiends windbreaker. So if you want to rep the Horror Fiends while still, not getting wet, here you go. And it is, if you guys are curious about brands and things like that, this one is a Champion windbreaker, Champion. So I know they make good material as far as windbreakers go. So good quality. Then we're gonna get into our trucker hats. I'm always wearing a trucker hat, so I figured I should make some. So we have the Fiend Fiction version, which has this comic book logo of the Horror Fiends on the front. And they're just a basic trucker hat. Then we're going to get into the classic Horror Fiends logo of the trucker hat, which is just the normal logo of the Horror Fiends. So that's just the one we use on the channel. And that is on the front of that one, and then just basic hat. So if you guys are hat people, there you go. Then if you guys are water bottle people, I did make a Fiend Fiction water bottle. Which is one you can really see the design of the... Wow, I never really zoomed in on that. But, so this one is just a metal water bottle. I believe it's insulated, kind of like a Yeti or a Stanley, something like that, I think. So if you're a fan of water bottles, here you go. It's got the comic book logo of the Horror Fiends on the front, or technically wrapping around it. And it's like a black design, which I like. Then we're going to get into some stuff you can use, or one thing you can use for HHN in theme park is a fanny pack. So this is the Monster Hand fanny pack. So it's got all of the Monster Hands with the Horror Fiend logo on it. So it's like kind of like a all over design kind of print, which I think that's so cool. So you have like Dracula or a vampire. Then you have like the Gillman and the Mummy Hand and things like that. So yeah, that's that one. And then we have the same design just on a bomber jacket as the final product in the collection. So this is the Monster Hand bomber jacket. It's got the same design. It's a white jacket. So if you're a fan of white, I know there's a lot of black on the collection. So if you're a fan of white, here's a white design. It's got the Horror Fiends all over it with the hands and fun stuff. And here's some models. I have no idea who they are wearing it, but it looks good. And that is the collection. So I believe it was 46 products. The link is in chat if you want to check it out for yourselves. And obviously I'll be posting about it on Instagram and the community tab, and it'll start being in the description of videos. And I should be adding a, like, I don't know what it's called, like a shop tab on the channel. So you're able to just access it straight from there as well. So yeah, there you go. Completely available for you guys to have. And yeah, let me know if you ever buy any of it. Like if you ever get it shipped in, you take a picture of it or take a picture with you in it, tag me on Instagram or wherever you might want to do, or wherever you posted, Twitter. And I will definitely be reposting it. And yeah, that'd be amazing if you guys can support the channel that way. If not, like I said, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. But yeah, just so that is live now for you guys to check out. So yeah. But yeah, so how are we feeling about the collection? I want to get you guys' opinion. Do you guys like it? Is it cool? This is my first time doing anything like this. So I just want to make sure you guys like designs as much as I do, that you guys are liking what I put out. Let me get to the right thing here. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I think we talked about everything I wanted to talk about the other day. Yeah, so as far as announcements go for HHN, I'm hoping for one soon. Just because of the, the newer or starting date is starting earlier into an earlier month. I'm hoping the announcements come a little faster. So I'm hoping maybe next month we get another announcement. I don't know for sure. But yeah, so I'm hoping that'll happen. But yeah, that's everything I want to talk about today. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. Merch collection is live for you guys to check out if that's something you want to partake in. If not, your support is more than enough just watching the videos. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning and staying to see the merch drop live. And thank you, Eda Lydia, for saying the designs are amazing. Thank you so much. Besides that, I will catch you guys soon. I'll let you know when there's another stream and something like that. And maybe there'll be a video soon. We will see. It all depends. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. But until next time, I will see you guys in the fog, and I will see you in the morgue. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Merch collection is live. Bye-bye.